Hi everyone, welcome to Yarnivore episode something or other. I don't have my book, I didn't bring my book, and I'm not going back to get my book because then it won't happen. My hair looks horrible, I am kind of sweaty. It is very warm here. Second cup of coffee. I just recorded some booktubes and stuff, so. Alrighty, jumping in. I'm just going to start at the start and end at the end and hope somewhere in the middle we get there. So in my adorable Rhino Redhead bag is my work on the Desert Vista Dye Work Stock of the Month, which is, for July, I'm doing the last unicorn colorway on the Viso base. It is a variegated colorway. These are for my husband, who has a man's 10.5 foot, or 11. It's between a 10.5 and 11. And I am using the pinstripe pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. And I finished the cuff. I did an extra long bit of ribbing. It's kind of hard to tell with how the patterning is going. Then I did the pinstriping. Here I have my heel, of course, and I have just finished gusset decreases. I'm working my way down the foot of the first sock. I'm loving it, of course, and I know he will enjoy it. Looks like that in the skein. He finished reading that right before he left. It's one of his favorite movies, so that has been worked on. Had my in-laws in town this week, so I was a bit busy with that. And then Tour de Fleece started, but we'll get there when we get there. In my gorgeous bag that I don't know who it's by, but it's double-sided. I love this bag, and it's so stiff. It's awesome. In this bag, I pulled out and got back to work on my Adrift cardigan by Carol Feller. It's out of Anzula. Anzula Luxury Fibers Wash My Lace Weight in the One Red Shoe colorway. I have 2 skeins of this. I picked it up in Chicago when I was there years ago, I think 3 or 4 years ago now, with my lovely Lily. And I am almost to the point where I can separate the sleeves. It's going to be hard for you to tell that I've worked on it much since you last saw it. I am knitting this on a US 6 4.0 millimeter needle. Husband's socks are on a US 1.5 to 2.5 millimeter needle, which means it's going much faster because usually I work on a US 1, which is a 2.25, but for him, I go up a bit. So I've got my little markers where my arms are. I think I've got 10 more rows, and then I can separate for the sleeves, and I'm very excited about that. I would really love to wear this in the summer and fall, but that may be a bit much to hope for. It's a gorgeous color. It's truer back here. It's very shaded red. It's not the orange you get when I pull it up there. And of course, the stitches look all uneven because it's lace weight and it hasn't been blocked. But it's great for mindless knitting, and I have needed some in the heat, let me tell you. So, there's that. And the last thing, last thing that got some work on it, knit-wise, I do have spinning this time. Oh my goodness, I have spinning. In my Schnuffletier bag, which she made for me. It's got Maleficent, and it's got bats, and a crow, and an owl. It's just, I love this bag. And it's full of stuff, because everything's getting so big. I am working on the Winter Wheat cardigan, which I can show you. This is going to be hard to hold up. I divided the sleeves, which excited me to no end. I did have some, I'm not sure if I told you about it, but I had this horrible moment where the circular I was working on snapped. Yeah, that was not fun. But I persevered, and now, let's see here. This is so hard to show off because of the weird construction, but essentially, it's this one. There we go. So the sleeves have been divided. I am now working on the body. The body is a body. The body is a body. So, but you have this sleeve here that's not attached to anything yet, so it's really quite bizarre, and it's a weird construction. But now I'm down to just this little amount instead of this massive amount. So I'm very happy about that. I am on the 5th stripe, which is the Toxic. So the colors I am using are, this is some Volmisa, which is my Dividing Rose, and it is the True Love colorway. Color 1 is Run Through the Jungle, which is Knitter's Nightmare Baddie Sock. All of the other colors are Knitter's Nightmare. Then we have Toxic Green, we have Undertow, and we have Old Leaves. So there you have it. It's getting worked on. Actually, it hasn't gotten worked on. Okay, I'll be honest to you. The only thing that's gotten worked on in the last 8 days has been the socks. And you know why? We're getting there. Okay, so Tour de Fleece, right? It happens every year, right? This is not a surprise to anyone. And I was like, oh, that's pretty. Maybe I'll spin something. Oh, that's pretty. Maybe I'll spin something. Oh, that's cool. Oh, look at all the pretties everybody's getting ready to spin. Oh, maybe I feel like spinning. I don't really feel like spinning. Maybe I feel like spinning. I was watching podcasts, and Tracy Schnuffeltier was showing all the stuff she's going to be doing for Tour de Fleece, and that seemed to have been what pushed me over the edge, and I was like, made sure my battery was charged, got my e-spinner out, set up everything, and I was like, I'm doing her. Like, for some reason, that was like the transition point. It was the thing that just pushed me over the edge to go gnarly. So the first thing I did was to spin the 3rd ply of a 3-ply. This is Honey Gold Acres Merino Roving. And I had 2 4-ounce braids, and I divided it into 3, and then I did a traditional 3-ply, and I did it long draw because I wanted it to be poofy. And I got about 420 yards-ish, I believe, or was it 400? Let's just say 400 yards. I know I posted it on Instagram when I posted it. It is super smushy, it is super awesome, and you know, I think it would make a great cowl for my husband. I think the colors would work for him. So that was day 1 and day 2. Day 3, 4, and 5 I spent working on this, which is mixed BFL, 4 ounces from Wool Gathering. I've had it in my stash for quite some time now. And I spun it super thin because I knew I wanted to Navajo ply it. So, let's see here. Super thin. And this will be Navajo plied. I'm going to start Navajo plying it tonight. I was basically waiting until I finished spinning the other first ply of something else, because apparently not only am I wanting to spin for Tour de Fleece, but I'm wanting to spin super thin and Navajo ply everything. So the other thing I did, and there was stuff already on this bobbin, that's why it's so full, but I also, there is a fair bit of it on here. This was the 3rd thing I worked on, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is this, and it is Dakota Cardigan Wool Company, Cardigan Wool's Exotics Colors and Fiber Blends by Kelly Knipsel. There is the card, there is the website. This is a Cormo and Sari Silk combo, so all the color comes from Sari Silk bits that have been carded throughout the Cormo. The Cormo was very roughly carded, so there was a bit of some little springs needed to be picked out, but I didn't really mind. It gives it a very rustic feel. It's also just very bouncy and wonderful, and I'm going to Navajo ply this as well because I like it. It's actually very white, but the camera is really picking up on the Sari Silk. The Sari Silk goes through it in spurts too, so it'll go like super white for a while, and then there'll be like a huge clump of Sari Silk, which I do enjoy. And I picked this up at the last Shepherd's Harvest I went to in Minnesota with, I went with Christy and Pam I ran into there, all of my home slices. So this really had me thinking about my ladies back in Minnesota and how much I miss all of them. I swear, I gotta plan a trip out to Minnesota so I can see everybody. I never thought I'd say that. I never thought I'd say I need to go back to Minnesota. But yeah, loving that. That's going to be a 3-ply. And that's what I've been working on in terms of spinning. The other thing, and since most people will throw this in, the other thing has been, since I got a new sewing machine, I've been working on stuff, and I've been buying stuff to work on with the sewing machine, right? So I've started 2 dresses. The first dress is almost done. It's the Pokemon dress. It just needs the biasing for in the neck area, which I have to go and get because I went and got some, but it was double fold and I needed single fold. Anywho, I could just make my own, but whatever. And then the other one I'm working on is the staple dress, which is all pieced together. The French seams have been put in on the shoulders. I just need to do the neck facing, get the elastic in, and do the arms. And that's going to happen. I tend to take a lot of breaks, but so a few things I picked up with some birthday money that I forgot to show you, but that are relevant to this sewing kick I'm also on. I got this. The Fox Frolic mini quilt. You can pick these up at Joann's, and I used a coupon, so it was like $8. And sorry, apparently you can go to helpful videos at YouTube. I just really liked the foxes, and I thought that would challenge me. I picked up a couple of patterns because there were patterns on sale, and I really liked the look of the leggings on here. Plus, I'd like to be able to make my own sports bras. And it came in my size because it goes up to a XXL, which is a 48-inch bust, a 41.5-inch waist, and a 50-inch hip. But it's stretchy, so it will fit. And I picked up these pants because I thought, hey, I'm really into stretchy pants right now, and I like the straight legness of that. And I want to learn to utilize my serger more. So this one goes up to 22, and that is going to be awesome. And I picked this up because I want to get to a point where I can do applique, and I can do, like, I have all the stitches to do the applique on my sewing machine now, and my mom loves owls, and I thought I could make her pillows out of this because they are so dang cute. So there you have it. Then the last thing I'm going to tell you about, I promise. Then one of my friends, a fellow spouse out here who's like super quilter, super into quilting, she was like, are you doing the row by row experience? I was like, what's the row by row experience? Do you know what the row by row experience is? So for Europe, there's a row by row. For Canada, it's based on each province, and then for the US, it's based on each state. And you run around to different stores that have different things, and you get different rows, and you quilt them all together, and you can win prizes. But you can see all the rows on the row by row experience now, and like pick up which ones you want, or see which ones are closest to you and stuff. So my mom's picked up some of the Saskatchewan ones for me, but I picked up 2 this weekend while I was, or 2 this week while I was hanging out with my in-laws. One, and I'm sorry for the crinkle. This is the Go Sail from Esther's Fabrics in Bainbridge. It's based off of a Salish design, and it comes with all the fabric and the pattern. So that's one of the rows I picked up. And the other row I picked up is called Setting Sail, and it's at the Quilted Strait out in Port Gamble. And I picked the colorful one. There's one that's just blue, and there's this one which is all colors, and it's got all the fabrics with it and the pattern, and I'm super excited because I think it's awesome. And I was emailing with the husband, and he thinks it's a great idea to have these from Washington as like a memorial quilt. Like, this is from our time in the Pacific Northwest and how much we loved it. So I'm going to be picking up more of those. When Mom comes into town, we're actually going to do like a little drive and go around to Gig Harbor and Tacoma and Port Orchard and pick them all up along the way and have some shopping time too, which will be fun. But that's basically what I've been up to. Reading, cross-stitching, knitting, sewing, and hopefully soon dying. I'm hoping this weather breaks because I'm starting to feel better and I can actually lift things now. So, fingers crossed. But I will see you again. This 2-week schedule seems to be working, so I'll probably be back in 2 weeks. Bye, everyone.